Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. On another episode of Utopia, the New Worlds add-on. Let's see, we did the Sarturians. The Rako-Gorda. Sounds pretty dope. Let's hit some music. Cool. Okay. Wide open spaces? Yeah, actually, a lot of wide open space. That is a stark contrast for what we've seen in the last couple of bits here. I also don't have 50,000, so that kind of sucks, but that's okay. I would love to buy some weapons. Hospital right away, boop. And some storage right away. Oh, I didn't check to see if we were near any ore or mines or anything. Not enough colonists, as one might figure. No fuel, no ore, that's fine. We've been actually doing pretty darn well. Random resource roulette is what I'm calling it. How about 3K? Seems more than enough to get the first few hits. I would like 4 more of this. Up and down. I'll check the production levels of stuff when we get to another month or two. But actually, we can see if there's any price reductions. Nothing seems off so far. Maybe 3,000 is the normal price. I was used to them being like 7,000 or something, the Super Nintendo version, I thought. I don't know. Problem is, it's been so long since I played, I don't quite remember. All the prices look the same to me. Fairly standard across the board. So, nothing out of the usual there. I'm amazed I didn't get a, hey, no more storage space. I am going to buy that food, though. No, I'm going to buy them weapons, though. 0. Thanks. Weapon, buy. It's going to complain. 18 is fine. Yeah, cool. Great, thanks. I'm going to have 2 storages very soon, and I'm going to build 2 more. I think the hospital will get finished in another month. So not this month. Storage should be finished right about now. A horrible virus. Are you serious? This is the 2nd month. Okay. These horrible viruses are doing more personnel damage than the actual aliens themselves. Isn't that silly? I'll buy tech goods at 1, sure. Can't take much. Yeah, cool. Works for me. Everything seems to be producing the normal amounts of stuff. That hospital ought to finish this month, without fail. I'm actually very much considering building a second one. Oh, I forgot to do this. 500. So pretty regularly, if we can get mines up early, and cash in a bunch of weapons, like just buy a bunch of, just have weapons on hand, we can actually spin up a lot of tanks, which has made our attacking patterns pretty slick. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna build another hospital. I set the tax rate, right? Yeah, okay. I've been playing all these missions basically one after another, so they're starting to blend in a bit. Southwest of the colony, It's difficult to determine what tech level they are at this distance. Okay. Do we have some good areas in the southwest? We absolutely do. Cool. Okay, that works for me. The store should be done very soon. Oh. Food is being wasted. Build more stores. Huh. Well, whatever. It's fine. Okay. Wait, I can't build there. What? Huh. What is that one spot different? It's the same as this spot. Oh. Okay, if you look at this, they look like teardrops or something. If you look at this, it's a teardrop with a slash. The moment of contact spies is very limited. The aliens are a race of insects. They have grown to extraordinary size, live in large mud shelter, which they have constructed in the sand. Okay. Alright. I don't think I built my second hospital yet. So anyway, the point I was trying to make is much of this has just been into another. So I actually have not had a big break in between these episodes. It's just been go, 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 which I love this game. Like, as quirky and as sometimes frustrating as it can be, I do love this game. Like, a lot. But just sometimes the idea of what's happening kind of blends in. It's like, did I set the tax rate? Did I build laboratories? Is the oven on fire? You know, the normal questions you have to ask yourself on a regular basis. Is this a dream? What's happening? Right. I keep forgetting. Oh, I keep forgetting. Cool. We do have an extra colonist to do work. Excellent. I am going to sell ore because that's not nearly enough for me to accomplish anything. We'll buy weapons because that is enough for me to accomplish some things. Oh, man. I must have become really impatient or something. Or did I build like 3 hospitals on accident? No, I wouldn't have had enough money for that to have happened. Yes, I'll take the extra men. I really wish it was said, like, people. Like, we're offering you extra people, but it's a game. I don't really care too much. It's fine. There's nothing really here. I also kind of find it funny when you have a stadium. No, I am building stores. Are stores just taking longer? Huh. It really feels that way. Medics? Yeah, okay, it's 20 per hospital. What else was I going to say? Oh, also if you have a sports event going on, you try to build something, it'll say, not enough men. Like, straight up. This is what we can tell you about the aliens. Their colony would appear to be a mixture of many insect forms living together. The largest of the Rako-Gorda resemble large scorpions. They have a spiked tail, which almost certainly highly toxic to us. I mean, you can... Drinking too much water can be toxic. I mean, humans are not a very resilient species. Too much oxygen can be bad for a human, okay? I don't know why that made me chuckle, but it did. It did. How are we on stuff? Yes, I need way more housing. Air and food and all that stuff. I swear to goodness it feels like stuff is taking longer. Ba-ba-bee-ba-boo-boo-boo-boo. Or for 4? Nah. That's fine. Nah, brah. I would expect these stores to be built by the 15th. Because I thought I built them on the 8th. And I know for a fact stores take less than a month to build. Because I built them, like, on the 2nd, and they've been done. Huh. Interesting. Is this one I can build on? It is, okay. It's just not enough available for construction. Okay, that takes care of housing. Yeah. 2 more food and a power plant would be awesome. Yep. Just get that out of there. And power plants, I'm probably sure going to take an age and a half to build. Nope. Thanks, though, but nope. Still don't have my industry functioning yet. Which is weird. I did build a 2nd hospital, though. Which I think was worthwhile. Yeah, jobs seem to fill in a lot faster on this version. I know you can't see it, but I am bobbing my head and jamming, because this stuff is good, yo. Food's not bad, but I'm going to be producing more of that anyway. Ore is not bad. At 1? Sure. Yoink. Okay, we're good on storage. We're good on housing. I'm sure, yeah, tons. Glad I got that out of the way, though. We have plenty of food coming. I built a power plant. Now is probably the time for us to work on our industrial capabilities. Tried to say the word capacities and it came out weird. Kapachakaka. Sound like wisdom dog again. Kapakaka kapakabaga. Bataka. And excellent. Okay, can't afford nearly as much as I was hoping, but that's alright. Yeah, I'll buy more ore. There's not really a lot else I can do right now. I'm thinking we'll get 4 of these workshops going, and then 2 labs, start spinning up research. I might be going out of my mind. I might just be incredibly tired. Those are all possible things that could be happening right now, but it genuinely feels like stuff is taking longer to build. The Super Nintendo version does tell you how long stuff is going to take. I'm thinking I just might be really tired. Oh, can't afford it. I'll sell the ore back again for 9. Yeah. I literally bought it for 1. It gets me a few more nice things. I'm just gonna have to wait. Yeah, I don't mean to be quiet, but I really do enjoy the music of this game. Even though the ad-lib sound card does sound quite a bit different to me, I still like it. Yeah, I'll sell ore for 10 again, which I bought for 1, so that's fine. Keeps the storage just kind of empty too. Did I buy any more security? I don't think I built any security. Nope. We went right into the meat of it. Oh, right, I can't afford it. I was like, click, and it said scaffold. I'm like, build the thing? What happened? Yeah, I couldn't afford it anyway. 2 security would be good. How are we on everything else? Solid across the board. Solid across the board. Cool. I don't personally mind if our ramp up takes longer. That's not really that big of a deal. No matter what happens, even if we're not building a ton of structures or we're not expanding very quickly, I still want to make sure we're still improving our financial situation. In this case, people, right? I want to make sure we have plenty of people, that we're continuously growing in that regard, and we're moving in a forward fashion on that. So even if it looks like I'm not getting new territory or more ore or attacking as much, the thing that's really true, though, is I should still be making more and more tax income over time anyway. Let's get a 3rd one of that done. And then we save up for labs? Yeah, then we save up for labs. Choose a site. What? I didn't select anything to build, you silly jerk. What is this? M7? M7. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get this bumped up. They're in the southwest? Yeah, I don't get to see that message again. I believe they were in the southwest. Hey, beautiful. Okay. Sell it down. Oh, I got excited because I saw price of 1, but there's nothing here. Sad. I'll take it all. I'll take all of it. Give me all this stuff. Oh, there's nothing here. Okay. Neat is what that is. And that missed, but that's okay. Alright, what else is next? 2 hospitals. 3 security. We have 1 big power plant. We'll have to keep an eye on the residential needs, but effectively I want to shift over to start poking and see if we can find ores and fuel and stuff. Well, at least ore. Not so much fuel. We've broken the game twice on that. We've now discovered that the lesser Rako-Gorda are in fact completely under the control of the scorpions. Unaided, the small creatures move randomly, with no purpose. That almost sounds like an ant colony caste system. Kind of. Yeah, I think so. Lots of moss, that's good. Okay, southwest they said, right? So let's do something like this. Anything? Holy crap, seriously? How close are we? Okay, that actually gives a lot of range for resource scanning. Oh crap, is it buried behind a bunch of other nonsense? It doesn't feel that way? There's just space moss there. Okay, yeah, we should be fine. Great, grand, amazing, I love it. Yeah, I know I can't afford it. Let me select it anyway, damn it. So we'll go ahead and spy report in. All the Rako-Gorda are very tough insects. They have strong armor across their backs, which could provide them with... which would provide them with good protection against any attack. Okay. Bit of a carapace. Bit of a carapace. That's not another spy report, is it? No, okay. Do you have money? Okay. Keep checking when I could just check once and that would be it, but no. I'm a silly Billy. Ironically, that's almost about the range of a flux pod anyway. So I think we've confirmed it a couple times. I don't know if I said it, but I think we've confirmed it that building radius is what confirms... Oh yeah, awesome. Resource detection, not radar, not anything else. Radar kind of makes sense to me. Like, you put some sort of scanning penetration technology, blah, 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 in a radar. That makes a lot of sense to me, but it's whatever. Boop. Okay, yep, I'm totes malotes doing that. So I'm foregoing building a lab at this state. Oh, what? Okay. Alright, fine. I'm actually going to do this first. Oh, I did build the labs. Hold on. My brain's made out of spaghetti mahav, because we totally did build the labs. Golly. Golly gee. Have I mentioned... I probably mentioned this in, like, over the last... I guess for me, a lot of these videos have been recorded in, like, the same 2 or 3 weeks. But as I splice them out and get them episodic and everything, I'm sure what it really looks like is... I've been bringing this up a lot, but I've been really trying to cut down on caffeine. So... I find that when I cut down on caffeine, my short-term memory goes to crap. But after like a day or two, I normalize and my energy's better and I feel better. But yeah, for the first week or so, or at least the first few days, I'm overtired, I'm over everything. I'm over just like existing, man. I like to keep that a little bit up there. I don't know if 5,000 is appropriate, but I like to keep that a little bit up there. Yeah, normal eclipse, normal time. The The really funny thing I find about that is we're on different planets, right? That's kind of the thing. We're on different planets setting up different colonies for the Terran Empire or whatever. So it's really weird and funny that all of the eclipse schedules are not close, but are exactly the same. I find that interesting. Pray tell, I find that a bit of a guffaw. A guffaw. Okay, where... Oh, it was over here some more. I'm trying to see if I can... Yeah, it's right here. Maintenance in a I don't care causes I don't care. Now, if it was an accident caused all the surplus power to be lost, that might be a bit more of an issue. But this is fine. Right? Right, cool. We have plenty of room. Solar eclipse is now over. Awesome. We'll spend the next 3 months or so building mines. Just setting up mining production. We'll get probably 2 arms labs. Armament laboratories. We don't need a lot of arms labs. As long as they're producing enough for my unquenchable thirst of tank materials, we'll be fine. That sounds really weird now that I said it out loud. A thirst for weapons? Are you thirsty for gun? This will give us 2,500 if I sold all our tech. I wouldn't mind to just have a bit more space anyway. That's fine. Alright, one more time. My short-term memory is the bad. Boop. Boop. So that gives us another product to sell, which is nice. Is nice. Oh, wow. Wanna wow, wow, wow. Like the tunage, man. I'm really excited for the last level. The Gamma Lucras, or Gamma Lucretians, or whatever they were called. The last mission in the normal set. Fairly rough. And actually, now that I think about it, it was like Vega 3 or something. There was a different planet that was actually way, way harder. Just sell all of it. It was harder in the sense that if you did not have an answer to their tanks... they would literally just roll over you. And I'm not joking. That's legit how that would go down. I was afraid of population density being out of control and air not having enough. I spent too many months working over there. Yep, I could not care less about that. Hey, how much power do we have? Yeah, plenty. We're good. So in order of operations, air support, life support. It's not supporting air, it's supporting life. Life support, and then houses, and then probably power after that. I don't think I'm going to get any more research money for a while, to be completely honest about it. But I recognize the error of my ways. I spent way, way, way too much time farting about with those mines. But let's correct our issues. I'll buy some ore, sure. For one, it's really hard for me to not jump on one money price of something. Like, really. Maybe... I've resisted before. Hold on. Let's start... I've resisted the greed before. It's still really difficult, though. Alright, how's our mines coming in? Cool. Starting to get some production soon, I'm sure. The life support will be built next month, not this month. Wouldn't mind another row of houses. Get everything cleaned up a bit. Yeah, I need way more houses. Gonna need... I'd like another air, another life support, another power plant. All the good stuff. So now we're ramping up all that. Everything's looking good. We could shift our population growth to low. Like, just straight up downshift it to low. And concentrate on building tanks right now. That is an option. I'm not selling ore back again for one. You're out of your mind. And you have nothing good for me to purchase. It's fine. No, I won't take it personally. I only thought we built ourselves a repertoire here and a friendship that would transcend time and space, and how good of a customer I've been, nope, I'm out of stuff. Ooh. Okay, audio got a little squiffy there. That's honestly nothing inherently to be afraid of. But... another life support, maybe? Yep. We're doing it. Another life support, another power plant. Oh, I don't have enough for both. Well, there's the life support. I did need more food. Let's get another 2 there. Yes, tech goods. Awesome. I was waiting for, like, the big sale, because we get that once in a while. Like, it's just a very generous... influx of cash. Arms laboratory, boop. Our mines should be all completely built by now, right? I keep going too far down, I think. There it is, yep. They're all looking good. Yeah, these houses should have been done already. I'm very convinced. Oh, and there we are. I don't know if this updates immediately, but it feels like it does. We're good on power for a bit more. I'd like to build the arms dealer, another power... Arms dealer? Too much generals for me, maybe. I'd like to build the arms laboratory, and then another power plant, and then see where we're at, then shift back over to military stuff. The arms lab is military, so... I meant, like, tanks and stuff. Boop. That works for me. Okay. It's not a lot of money, but it'll keep the lights on for a few more months. Nope. Thanks, that's fine. Yes, I will sell ore at 7. Sell tech at... Yeah, let's just do it. I'll sell tech at 6, why not? Okay. Let's take a look. I do need more housing. Isolated robberies reported. Oh no. And now. Okay. Another row of housing somewhere. And then 2 more security. I mean, there's so much I want to accomplish, and we've been playing for 2 full years now because we start on the month of 7, which is July. I already counted last time. Like it just fades out. Okay. Hey, nice. I could buy some tech for 2. Sure. That doesn't fill the storages too much, I hope. But that gets us started. Alright, it's tank o'clock. Right? Nope. We're getting very close to being capped out on everything again. And housing. Really? That is life support, which has to get built yet. Okay. We'll build 4 more hydroponics. 2 more hydroponics. There's the power plant. Yep, arms labs are coming online. Awesome. I'm really tempted to turn housing, or turn the birth rate low, and then just go crazy on tanks. So I don't have any tank production as of right now. Might build the tanks really close to the mines, actually. If I could find them... There we go. Actually, this isn't super far from the edge of the map anyway. Okay, first of all, we're getting all military on the mind. Let's go ahead and bump up our this. Yep. Anything good? Let's sell that ore for 10. Heck yes. I'm not selling tech goods for 1. You're out of your mind. So thanks for playing. We're gonna get 2 tank yards down and at least get the game started, right? That seemed like a reasonable thing to do. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna need more housing. We're going through living quarters every single month. We need a new living quarters. I'm gonna build 2 more tank yards. That'll give me 4 tank yards. That feels pretty good. Then I'll go back and continue to work on housing and security and stuff. Man, you guys are killing me over here. That's fine. I can build tanks on my own, thanks. Did I do 2 spacing this time? I did. Ouch. What is with these prices, man? I'm quite tempted to buy weapons if I wasn't producing weapons on my own. Cool. The air and the food built, and the power built. And it looks like the rest of the housing finished as well. So we're looking good. I could spend another 2 months building just tanks. That's fine, the prices were garbage. That's not conducive to anyone to build any sort of economic anything for anything. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Yeah. Tech goods are literally just for selling. There's nothing you could do with them. They don't help anything, they don't produce anything, they don't do anything. I think I've said this story before, but when I first started playing this game, I thought tech goods were how you got a tech level. Nope. Nope. I missed. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. Alright. That's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Really? These first ones haven't been built yet? That is strange. That is strange. I always like to see if I can find my entire colony by myself. Sometimes the answer is no. The answer won't surprise you. I mean, you guys always steal in about the middle of the month or whatever, so it's a guarantee you're not gonna walk away rich. So I don't really care too much. Yeah, if I can keep cranking out 3 tank yards, this is great. Compressed fuel tanks, amazing. Never gonna use it. Just to double check? Yeah, okay. The mine has collapsed. Luckily, no one was hurt. Trading is fixed. Excellent. Super duper excellent. Yeah, I mean, that afforded me to build my mine back, so that's pretty dope. There, it's as if nothing ever happened. You're welcome. Need more housing, more food. Yeah, we need all the trimmings again. We need all this stuff. Let's go ahead and get a second flux pod built. This seems fairly open terrain. Let's go south. Tank yards. Okay. 1221 on the nose every time. So, a slower ramp up than normal? Yes, this has been a slower ramp up than normal. Not necessarily a bad thing. We kept the population growth on as high as possible. I'm not gonna sell food, actually. I'm not gonna sell anything. Nope. I think we're low on food, aren't we? Yes, we are. This music is just too good. I would love to hear this on a... I think I've already said this, on a xylophone. Because the ad-lib card really sounds a little more plingy. And I don't mean that bad. Like, plink, 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 plink. Like, I don't mean that bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just, I don't know what it is about the Super Nintendo chip. But it seems like that one is a little smoother. But of course, there's a couple of the setups here with this chip, the ad-lib, that I really, really like better. So I don't know exactly what I'm trying to formulate, but I would love to hear some of these songs on a different orchestral, well, a different style of instrument. Okay, well, I think the prices were garbage anyway, so that's cool. Uh, 16 tanks, not bad. Let me guess, Tech 2? Tech 2 with not full hit points for some reason. One of our spies has been captured. You guys are awful at your jobs. Every single time. Like, should I just not be spying? Like, put like $80 in the till. And wait for them to say, oh, Southwest. You're welcome. And then just no more spying. I don't care what their sociological or physiological prowess is. I don't care. Oh, they love triangles, and they're made out of triangle people who also like triangles. I don't care. Maybe that's the gimmick. It's just, I don't care. That way you guys would stop getting captured. Or maybe maybe it's the opposite. Maybe I shouldn't be investing so quickly into spying. And I should be... Another minus collapsed. Cool. Maybe I should not worry about spying so early. And it's really designed as a late game thing. So we just wait literally until we have 50k, dump it all into the budget for spying, and then we get special operatives unlocked. Ba 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 ba. And then we don't get any of this happening? It's the same, isn't it the same damn mine that broke? It's fine. Yes, I'm fixing the population density problem right now. We're going to become undense as a people. Trying to ramp up security a bit more. Yeah, I mean, did that not prove it? Considering how much more I am taxing people, we're just jumping to 20% taxation immediately. No farting about with any of it. Alright, computers are inoperative. Crap and spackle in that order. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop. Da, pop. They stole $1? I didn't even see what they took. They stole 4 pence. That's it. Couldn't even get a pound. They stole 4 pence. That's not enough for anything, young one. I'm building all this stuff, I assure you. Okay. Right, they're still offline. That hasn't changed at all, and I still keep forgetting that the computers are offline. Oh well. Air is built? I could have sworn I built an air facility. Housing's better. I could probably turn this down to medium now. Hey, trading computers are back on. Awesome. Nope. That's not what I want. I'll sell some food. Wait, what did I just do? Yeah, okay. That's gems. I want to sell ore. Yeah, I don't really want or need such a strong ramp up at the moment. What I'd like to do is I'd like to double down on ore production. That's been a nice cash cow here and there. I did build a lot of storage, though, and more security, so that's all very helpful. Yep, I knew I built an air facility. And we built another one? Seriously? Oh, shucks deluxe, dog. I really could have sworn I handled that. My bad. Yep. We're good on power. I mean, I just built... That one got finished, and then another one is about to be finished. I thought these 4 would have been enough. Another computer trade fault? Okay. Y'all are just messing with me now. Oh, yeah. It's impossible for me to miss. How many tanks we got? 64! Hot diggity! Send the fleet! Yeah. Send in the fleet! Oh, one got stuck. Several are getting stuck. All of these are getting stuck. Again? Oh, because more tanks just got made as well. Okay, quality of life is slipping pretty badly. Oh, right, computers or whatever. Okay. I did build 4 more hydroponics. You can't tell me I didn't. I'll find my base. Hold on. There we go. Just gotta scan for it. Okay. Air. Okay, new facilities are coming online. I think to save my skin, we're gonna kick this down 5%. I don't really feel like getting got. Here's 5,600. Oh, that was weird. Oh, the insects which we have named the Rako-Gorda stay in the cool shelter throughout the hot of the day, venturing out for food in the morning and evening. Okay. We are making every attempt to rescue him before we can divulge too much information. Okay, okay. The aliens appear to have some primitive form of language consisting of clicks and knocking sounds. They communicate like this over vast distances. That's incredibly fair and interesting, but if anyone else knows your language, that could be problematic on the fast. How are we on security, anyway? Could go for a bit more. Nope. And I'm also out of money. More importantly, I'm out of scratch. You have 32 tanks over there still? Hey, that's not bad. That's a lot of tanks. I would be absolutely terrified if the enemy could build as volumetric as we could. Is that like... I mean, I can crank out a tank every month per tank yard, assuming I have the materials. If I have 12 tank yards, like every year I can send 144 tanks. Did I do that math right? Feels like I did. That's a lot of tanks. That's a stupid, stupid, stupid amount of tanks. This air is still being... Oh, that finished. Oh, that one's still being built, though. I don't mind building another one, and I could use a command center, probably. And I just want to surround it with some more housing, probably. I want to surround it with a flux pod, probably. Okay, good enough for now. How's our tank army? Okay, not nearly as many got clogged as I thought were going to be. We still have 19 tanks there. Colonists are very happy. They're all gone on strike. Whoa. 10%. 10%. 5%. Huh. That's a new one. That's a brand new thing. So what? No production? No tanks? No nothing? I'm just gonna wait right here and see if we get any tanks. Those numbers all look good. Huh. I guess you weren't gonna let me get to 10% quality of life. Well, I did want to test... Okay, all the tanks seem like they still produced, so that's good. Just keep on. Just keep trucking. Quality of life is at 26%. A mine has collapsed in a landslide. Okay, at least it's a different mine this time. Trading computers are repaired. I should do that very quickly before they close again. Everyone is on strike for better working conditions. That's what it means. No one will build. So that, That sucks. People are in high spirits, though. Somehow. Also, that's a lot of death. How did that all happen? Colonists have returned to work, but are still unhappy. Well, that's reassuring. No, not reassuring that they're unhappy. Very seriously, I was a bit curious to see how this was going to happen. This event that we just experienced does not happen on the Super Nintendo version. What you start to get are threats and stuff, and it's like, improve living conditions or you're dead. Like, it's very black and white what's happening. There's no reading into it whatsoever. Okay, so it looks like we are selling our tech goods. The only problem with auto-selling is... are you serious? Okay, whatever. The only thing about auto-selling that I really don't like is if prices are bad, it looks like it'll sell anyway. Maybe a little too much, but what I would love to do is I'd love to say, hey, if the prices are X, Y, and Z, don't sell it. That price is crap. Don't do it. A lot of deaths happening. Holy nuts. We can turn it back to high, I'm sure. I'm sure we can handle it. Hi. We've got, what, 5 stadiums being built. It looks like we actually don't have enough people to fill the jobs now, which is also interesting. Free colonist 264. Oh, maybe that's an aftermath of the strike. Or something. And you know what? I'm getting swamped from work. Let's go ahead and save this. I just got 9 text messages in a row. So let's just save up real quick. M7-2. I want to go handle that because I think we're going to be a while for this. So, okay, there's that. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright. 2 meetings later. What was I doing? Letting the game do its own thing. Correct. I would like more arms labs, actually. Was my last attack good or not? I don't remember. Nope. We've lost 100 tanks. So these baddies seem to be like they're a bit more resilient than the other aliens we've come across. We're good on pretty much everything across the board. So actually 2 more arms dealers. Arms... Damn it. Colonists are coming... Okay, that's why. Because we had a virus. Alright. I might have missed the text because or the message in here because my phone was going bananas. It was definitely a meeting that could have been an email. For sure. Yep, absolutely could have been. Did not need my attention whatsoever, but I like to give good service, so good customer service and all that's kind of what I do. I don't know, it's just like I've been in situations as a technologist, like it's like I have no idea what's going on, I need help. And I don't know how this system works, so I need help. And like I've reached out and I've met some really great people. I've also met the other side of the coin where people are just cranky as heck and it's like, what do you want? Oh god. We are gonna call an event. Hopefully that'll lift everyone's spirits. Food, sell all of it. Yeah, fine. How many people do we have in security now? 170? Out of... So more than 10% of the population is in security forces? Wow. That's a staggering number of people that have to work security. Do we have anything here? Our attack on the enemy has come to an end. What is happening here? This looks like a weed whacker hooked up to my tank or something. Okay. We also see some especially large scorpions. They stretch some 4 meters in length and would not be a welcome adversary. At present, they do not seem to be concerned about our presence. I mean, great. I'm still gonna... I still already built way more tank yards, so... This is going to become a problem for you, whether you wish it to be or not. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to go absolute ham on technology. I'm buying all those weapons. Nope. Gosh darn it. Like, my brain sees 3 digits, and then I stop pushing after the 3rd digit. And then it's nothing. It's nothing after that. I would like 4 more labs, because I think I only have 2 laboratories, do I not? Yeah, I want to tank up my tanks. No, hold on. I want to tech up my tanks. There we are. We will arrive as a swarm. 34% quality of life. We're in the middle of a freaking sports thing. I can't do anything because sports is happening. I'm just waving my hands in the air like sports. Sports is happening. Like it's a fever or something. No, I'm not gonna go out to the... No, I'm not gonna go to the grocery store. I heard there was sports happening. I don't think I got nearly as much money out of stuff. I will buy more weapons. I probably can't store them. Absolutely can't. Okay, so everyone's on strike. That's interesting. It jumped from 36 to 44% and everyone's still on strike? Oh, I know why it looked like I got so little money. I cut my taxes down to 5%. I think that's exactly what happened. Colonists have returned to work, but are still unhappy. That's fine. I wonder if their build speed is directly determinant upon their quality of life. That could be an interesting metric. Man, I'm making no money now. This goes back to 10%. Yeah. Without a very regular trade income, there's like nothing I can do. But we still make a boatload of tanks, brother. Let's see if that does us any favors. By the time they get off the map, another production line will be ready. Like, I'm not joking. Like, 4 more days, 3 more days, we're gonna get another 16 tanks, something. You need to build more stores. Well, what I am building is more tanks, so... Where are we at? There's 42 tanks over there. What is our tank tech level? Level 3, and you have full hit points. Neat. What I'm going to guess is... Landmines, I don't care. What I'm going to guess is it just takes a while for the technology to be developed and then the tank yards to be retrofitted to accept the new technology or something. I feel it's something like that. Spy report in. Hold on. I want this back to medium. Recent attack has destroyed many important buildings, installations, and industrial sites. How do you know that? It's literally piles of dirts or something. How do you know that? How? See this pile of dirt over here that we haven't shot? And we won. Oh, they'll be very hard to fight, and no, we'll just gun them to death. Yep. Cool. This map felt weird. I don't know why. I can't say definitively why, but this map specifically felt kind of weird. So, yeah, we didn't get super far, but that works for me. Alright, thanks for joining me. Name's JohnMegacycle. Another episode, Security Report Sporadic Murders. Well, I'm not going to deal with that, because we won. But people are in high spirits. So, how we would deal with that is double down on a lot of security. Just for giggles. Let's see if we can get out of this sporadic murders thing. It almost feels like I'm waving my hand. This whole sporadic murders thing. We already oh, quality of life at 63%. Okay, so now we're down to isolated robberies. So killing the aliens gives us like a 20% boost anyway. So where's our tank yard? Nope, that's not it. That's what I want. We don't need any more tanks. I think I've already gotten out of the divot I wanted to get out of. Our population density is going to be incredibly stable. Our food and air demands are going to be very stable. So now we just beef up like whatever we need. Security, more stadiums, whatever. I would honestly like to get out of the isolated robberies if we can. So we're going to have another robbery against us in about 7 days. How? What? There. There's the other robbery. And now they've gone on strike. Okay, so a couple things. Not having enough housing will make people sad. The game will not tell you is making people sad. That is something that must have been polished and added on the Super Nintendo version, because the Super Nintendo version will tell you up and down, just up and down when stuff is not happy. You will learn. You will learn very quickly. Just keep selling it. Cool. So now it's kind of weird that, you know, I'm not used to this where I'm not notified. So it's kind of a crutch I've been using. Having someone tell me when I'm doing something screwy. We're back to people are in high spirits, so that's good. 63% quality of life, and everyone's striking. That is interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, I honestly don't mind putting in like another 15 minutes, 10 minutes, see if we can at least right the colony. Get it not super pissed. That would be cool. Okay, return to work, still unhappy. We have sporting event next month. These are stolen funds. Okay. Is it because I built, like, arms labs and my people are naturally pacifists? And the arms labs makes them very unhappy or something? I mean, if that's the case, I think they wouldn't be super excited after we beat the aliens to death, but... whatever. Yep. Very little extra births. That's perfect. So sporting event happens. We're still at 63. More hospitals? How many hospitals do I have? The 2? I don't care about that. I see one. Okay, it's 2. There's 2 hospitals. Huh. I wonder why everyone is so absolutely peeved. Well done, no crimes reported. Okay, we're gonna wait 1 more month. And we're gonna see if that's still the case. If it is, then I'm gonna call it done. How much of our functional population is in security? 230. Well, more than 10%. Closer to 15%, I think. And it's not taking all of these into consideration either. 66%. Well done, no crimes, people in high spirits. I'm calling that done. Cool. So, thank you all for joining me. Name is JohnMegacycle. Another episode of Utopia, the creation of a nation. The New Worlds expansion is in the books. And I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.